women's pelvic health. It's our live Q&A, so if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. We are here to answer anything that you have. To start it off, we are talking about urinary tract infections. Mostly in women. It does happen in anybody, but it's more common in women. So what it is when the bladder, the kidneys, and the tubes that are connected to your bladder get infected, generally from pooping in your pelvis. Your large intestine has holes in it, and you're not eating properly, you're not drinking enough water or getting the right nutrients, so it's causing everything to go everywhere, and the first thing it will hit is your bladder.
So when we say pooping in the pelvis, what happens is the worst predators are the fungus. And when like Sim said, you're not feeding yourself properly, you're not food combining properly, you're not chewing properly. So things are going down into the stomach and taking too long to digest. So it just churns and churns and churns and churns, and then it starts to putrefy. And that's why you get a gut ache. Oh, I don't feel so good. I don't know what I ate, right? And then a few hours later, you may feel bloated and gassy. And it's the same thing. This putrefaction is working its way through the small intestine and the large intestine. And once those fungus get into the large intestine, that's where they drill the little holes in the large intestine lining. So whatever is going through there has the opportunity to drop into the pelvic bowl. And then you create a manure pile. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So if this is happening, and depending on the severity of your urinary tract infection, if it's minor and you're just experiencing some pain and having to pee frequently, and just discomfort, to even having like burning when you're peeing, and like it's extremely uncomfortable, and some recommendations we have is to start off with a warm water douche with black diamond in it, then do the infinite iodine infusion. We recommend the Doc of Detox one because it's the purest. I believe it's the purest one out there.
And it's the small.
And pardon?
It's the smallest, so it's going to go deeper into the tissues.
Yeah. And then the vaginal infusion right after that. So that's with our silver bullet gel, our infinite iodine, or no, pardon me, silver bullet gel, C60, hemp or coconut, nanofulvic bright eyes, our essential oils. I believe that's it. And it's really going to go in there and really help to clean up, nourish the area, bring all those good nutrients back, and help you get it healed sooner. And then you also want to be doing the ultimate coffee enemas as well to help start clearing out your large intestine to get all of that excess waste that's sitting in there gone.
Right. One thing that we have recently just brought in was our Beyond Ormus minerals. And we have been suggesting that, if you've got it, add a couple of drops to the vaginal infusion. It is the spark of life. When we don't have enough minerals, our whole system starts to tank. And with the way things are out there, I mean, the ground is not taken care of. And even if it was, we still don't get the same amount of minerals as we did 50 years ago because it's just not available. So adding these Ormus minerals, which are powerhouse minerals, they're very, very tiny. And what they do is they take glacier water, 100 liters, I believe, and they hone that down to 1 liter. So the amount of Ormus minerals that are in there is amazing, just amazing. And like I said, that is the spark of life. We are electromagnetic beings. So adding this into your infusion is just going to be a little bit better.
Yes. So, and in the infusion and even orally, I just take it all the time because I notice such a huge difference. Taking under the tongue specifically, and then the spray I like to put on my feet because it helps.
Well, the spray has more magnesium in it, So magnesium actually works better topically than it does orally. So anytime that you have a shower afterwards, you could be spraying the Beyond Ormus magnesium spray. So it does have the Beyond Ormus minerals, but it also has the magnesium. So you're going to find that you sleep better, your skin tone is going to start to look better, you're going to feel better, you'll think better, everything's better. The spark of life and that magnesium. Most people are deficient in magnesium, and that's why we're so tired all the time. Yeah.
Yep. So some other symptoms that people can experience when getting UTIs, there's the lower ones. So like I was saying, the more frequent need to pee, the pain in your lower stomach, you're feeling achy and there's a lot of urine issues. There are also upper UTI symptoms. So a high temperature, pain in your sides or back, shivering and chills, feeling and being sick, confusion, agitation, and restlessness. So again, the Beyond Ormus are amazing if you're taking this because it will help you. Also, C60 helps with brain function as well if you're experiencing any of this. But if you're doing all of the like the warm water douche vaginally, the infinite iodine infusion, then the vaginal infusion. If you're doing all of these, you're going to feel so much better. And that will all go away.
Yeah. Even after just doing it once, you're going to feel the difference. But you'll probably, I mean, if I truly had an issue, a bladder issue, I'm gonna do it until I feel 100% better, because I don't want to just get by. I want to thrive. I don't want to survive anymore. I want to thrive. I want to go beyond what everybody else is doing, because I know my body has the ability to heal, and it can get there if I give it what it needs. So with the UTI, what's happening is the tissues get irritated first because of that manure pile. If I was sitting on top of a manure pile, and even if I was, a foot above it, the steam rising from there is going to irritate my skin. If I can't get away, that's what's going to happen. And then over time, your body goes into defense mechanism and says, okay, we're gonna get inflamed here so we can have thicker walls. So hopefully we keep this out of going all the way in. So we get inflamed. And then after, because that manure pile is not going away, because you don't even realize it's happening, why it's happening. So it gets infected, and all of these things. When it's irritated, your tummy's not going to feel good. When it's inflamed, I mean, just think about it. Here's your bladder normally, and now the skin, the walls are inflamed, they're thicker, the inside's going to be smaller, so I'm going to have to pee more often. There's no question. And then when it gets infected, it's going to hurt. It's going to burn as I pee. So now I have to pee more often, and I'm going to probably not pee at all because I'm kind of holding tight because it hurts. And then as far as the body temperature, when it gets in deeper, well, of course, the body is trying to put the flame out. So one of the ways it does that is it raises the body's temperature. So whatever bacteria is causing it is gonna start to die off. So your body's always doing what it needs to do. If you're getting side pain or low back pain, it's starting to involve the kidneys. Shivering and feeling cold, chilled, well, your temperature has to go up. So your outer body is going to feel cooler, right? Because the inner body is warming up. The feeling sick to your stomach, or feeling sick rather, not to your stomach, just feeling sick and uneasy. I mean, that's your immune system's going down, right? Your body is struggling. It cannot keep up with everything else that's going on, let alone what's happening here. And then the confusion. If I've got all of this going on, I'm certainly not going to be able to sleep very well, and I probably won't be able to think very well and make very good decisions, because my body is irritated, it's infected, it's inflamed, and our body's always trying to be as proactive as possible to what's happening. So it's all things that the body is doing correctly. And the doctors would give you
Uh, Paracetamol, which is a synthetic compound used to uh, reduce the fever from a tablet, like the pain and fever, which it's a tablet you're taking up here that's supposed to help you down here. It has to go through your whole digestive tract, and generally antibiotics go in and they blow up all the bacteria, good and bad. So now you're losing the good, and now you're gonna feel more uneasy, and you're not even gonna. It's gonna numb you out. So that's why we have our natural ways, our vaginal infusions, iodine, the douching to help you naturally heal and actually get to the root and start at the root of the problem.
yeah, and of course the root of the problem is the large intestine. So
Yeah.
we want to be able to honor your entire digestive system. And that's why it's really important that if you haven't already done so, get yourself a perfect day consultation. I mean, we have the perfect day consultation, the perfect day nutritional consultation, emotional consultation, a water fast consultation, and a pelvic consultation. So you've got a lot to choose from. So if it was me and I was having a lot of pelvic issues, I'd want to get right there.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're all very beneficial. And I would say the majority of people will go for the perfect day consultation. But
And they
that,
are,
go
oh,
ahead.
I was going to say they are on sale right now, 20% off for the Black Friday sale. So if you're thinking about it, now's the time to do it because we've done so many and we've been able to help so many people, and it's a good starting at it's a good starter for you to get that roadmap so you have an idea of what you should be doing to keep yourself healthy.
And you get 6 weeks to work with whoever you pick. I mean, that gives you enough information that you should be able to get a good grasp on what needs to be done. And I've never refused anybody after that 6 weeks. I've got people still contacting me from years ago, and
Yeah.
I want to be available because I want them to get as much information, because as we get healthier and some of the things start going down, some things will rear their head up because they weren't the one screaming. The one that was screaming is the one that's falling away already because we addressed that, but now there's something else.
Yeah.
So um, keeping in touch with your practitioner is good, and just knowing that everybody who answers the phone is almost everybody, I should, is one of our trainers. So and and if somebody answering the phone does not know because they haven't been trained, because we do have some people answering phones for different reasons, and if our phone lines are really busy, you just go to the next person regardless of who that is, so at least you get someone answering the phone. But yeah.
We do have a question. What info can you share for people who are not financially able to follow your advice?
you
So,
know Clean up your diet. Clean up your diet. What how much processed packaged stuff are you eating, and see if you can start taking steps in the right direction. Nobody can digest milk, so I would be, when I first started transitioning, dairy was probably the hardest thing to get rid of. The milk went first, but that cheese probably the last thing to go. And
yeah.
now I cannot stand the taste of it, so it's not a problem anymore. But I know wheat, dairy, soy, corn, these are the ones that you need to be getting off of, and then striving for live and fresh, raw and fresh.
Yeah, and juicing as much as you can. If you have a juicer, just start making fresh juices. You can look up any recipes. There are detox ones. I think celery, carrot, apple. is one of the detox ones.
Yeah.
I've been juicing, so I've been doing a bunch of different combinations. But juicing is great. Smoothies, berry smoothies are great. And yeah, just salads.
And you can always go into the library, and in the library you can look up perfect day. Um, perfect day. I think that's all it's called. It's
Yeah.
about 12 pages, but it gives you a general idea of what you need to be doing. Without having someone like Sim or myself counseling you and knowing what you're going through, it's a bit of a hit and a miss. But yeah, you can definitely take huge steps just by doing that one thing.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's amazing because the library has so much in it and it's free. And there you can probably for months you could be slowly working through everything in the library. And
yeah,
then you would be changed after that. If you're taking like the mass personal action, taking that time for yourself, there's no way you're going to be the same and still have the same issues once you've started all of that.
yeah.
So
Any
it's
other
you're welcome. He said thank you. No questions right now.
Okay, so a couple of things that I wanted to just add on to bladder problems. So I looked up the emotional part because you know a lot of people don't understand that we get a thought that creates an emotion that creates the issues in the tissues, and it's been proven 100%. I have no doubt that that's exactly the way it happens. So the thoughts around a bladder problem is anxiety, holding on to old ideas, fear of letting go, of course, and then being pissed off. So of course being pissed off is going to affect the bladder. So stop it. Don't be pissed off when people don't do things the way you thought they would. And
That's
that's
what this is amazing.
exactly, exactly. 3, 2, 1, you've got this, sweetie. And just, anytime that you've got a thought that's negative, those bands are amazing. And just use it and coming back and rephrasing. Our thoughts carry vibration, but when we can speak that, that's a bigger vibration, and your body says, oh yes, you're right. So we got to be careful with the with the thoughts. We're actually the words are casting spells. Now I know that's way off for some people, but that's what's happening. It's a vibration, and the words you say are casting spells on you or somebody else. So you want to be positive. Um, the next thing I wanted to bring attention to was the kidneys. So when you've got kidney problems, it means that there's been a lot of criticism, a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, maybe even some shame, and reacting like a child. So quite often, children will react before they think about what they're doing, right? Because they don't know any better. So we don't want to just be reactive. We want to be able to sit and settle and then react.
I like to say respond.
Respond. Yeah,
Yeah. Because then you've taken a time to think about it and like collect yourself.
yeah,
I'm speaking from experience because I used to react to things and now I consciously make sure I'm responding instead of
reacting.
reacting.
Right. You're right. I love it. And then kidney stones. Those are lumps of undissolved anger. And Simran was asking about crystals
Yeah.
in,
Kidney
in
crystals.
in the urine or in the blood.
No, in the blood.
In the blood. So they were kidney crystals in the blood. And I'm thinking that's because whoever that person got pissed off. So when you get pissed off, it's just a little crystal. But when it's anger and it's unresolved, now you're getting lumps in, like you're getting kidney stones.
Yeah. So yeah, and we did some research, and if you do have any kidney crystals, I found that doing cranberry juice cleanses is really good to help get rid of them. Of course, the only way you'd know it's in your blood is if you got a blood analysis test done. But either way, there's a solution.
Yeah, just make sure it's 100% cranberry and doesn't have any additives in it. So you really have to do your homework a bit
Mhm.
because you don't want to get the, what is it, ocean spray cranberry drink.
Yeah, the cranberry cocktail I know is super loaded with sugar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and sugar is actually going to feed the problem, not help it get not help relieve it. So, but you could start drinking more water, right?
Yep.
Anytime that we have any issues like this, drinking more water is going to help flush it out. Not drinking water is going to make it longer for it to repair.
Yeah. And make sure you're drinking the right water, which would be structured water, alkaline water. Because otherwise, if you're drinking from the tap or something that's not filtered properly and you're living somewhere with there's a lot of fluoride or bad stuff in your water, that could cause some more issues too.
Yeah. So it's just like anything else. You want to do things as good as you can so you can honor your body, and that's half our problem. Well, it's more than half our problem
It's
because we
a
don't
piece of the
understand
problem.
we don't understand how the body works. So again, getting into the library and checking out holy crap, your large intestine is the holy grail, and then highway to health, they're both in the holy crap section. So going through those and actually going through become number one at the art of number two.
Yeah.
So those ones I would definitely start going through so you get a better understanding.
There's another question. I don't have access to structured water. What is the best temporary solution? You could make sure you're putting lemon in your water. Lemon helps to alkaline. Um, pink Himalayan salt, I think.
Yeah,
Or
things would help, but if you can get a good source of spring water. Before I met Daryl, I live in Calgary, and I was running to the mountains and filling up glass carboys of spring water and bringing it back, and that was our drinking water. So that is what structured water is. If you can get a good source.
and there's another question. If I'm doing the infusion in a moon cup, should it come out looking just the same as when I put it in there? Amount and look.
Hmm, quite often there you will find other things in there, but why are you what is no.
I'd say no. I'd say like is
There
um
could be a lot of stuff that you just don't see that's coming out. And
yeah,
remember, everything is microscopic. So am I going to see it all? No. If I had a yeast infection, and you would definitely see the yeast. But if I didn't have a yeast infection, and it's more of maybe a bladder infection, and even a bladder infection, quite often the urine is cloudy, or maybe it's got a little bit of blood in it, and it smells different. These are all little things that you could notice. What did it smell like? Does it still smell the same coming out as it did going in? I wouldn't be too worried about it because so long as you've kept your hips up for at least that 15 minutes, you're good. You're good.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say because she said I'm not sure if it's opening properly. So if you're having an issue, if it looks like how it did when you put it in, then did you elevate your legs and your hips and make sure it had was able to go in? Because if not, then maybe it just sat in there and
Yeah.
it didn't go in at all. Um, but yeah, just make sure you're elevating after for the 15 minutes, even if it's in a diva cup. No matter how you're doing, if you're putting something in to block it from coming out, you still want to make sure you're elevated the 15 minutes so it can go up
Oh,
and into everywhere. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. You want it to be going as deep as possible.
Um, So kidney stones is the intestine problem. Pretty much emotional and like nutritional when you
Well,
have kidney stones.
it is definitely the emotional, because it is the unresolved anger. So um, we all do it. We all do. Well, at least I know I did.
Yeah.
About kidney stones, but I did have the crystals. you know,
Yeah.
a lot of being pissed off, but not the unresolved anger. But yeah, uh, cell sonic too. I mean, that's what the cell sonic was originally made for, was to get rid of kidney stones and gallstones. So that
Yeah.
would be an option if you were around, or if you are going to be where someone is traveling with their Celsonic, like Simran's. Are you going with your mom?
Yes. My
Oh,
mom, Kathy, and I will be, so Shalou, myself, and Kathy are going to Quebec this Thursday. So Thursday evening we get there. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning we're there, and then Sunday we head back home, like noon-ish. So yeah, and then the following weekend, so the weekend of the 30th, they will be going to Niagara Falls.
so anybody who's on the travel from one place to one place, they might want to take up with Shalou or Deb or Simran and find out if you can spend an hour or 6 hours, whatever.
Yeah.
If it's on your route, right?
Yeah, we're happy to stop in Kingston. Like we'll take the other way to get to Montreal, Quebec area. So we can stop in Kingston if anyone's there. Anywhere along the route from basically Peterborough, like Oshawa area to Quebec, like that whole area will be able to stop wherever. We just need to know ahead of time so we can plan our route. Um, and yeah, and then I think there was another question earlier about if we're going out east, I believe. Oh, do you plan to come to New York or the Northeast? So I don't know if she means for the courses. If you mean for the pelvic restoration course, we're happy to come to you, either if it's just you or if you can get up to anywhere from 1 to 30 women. We're happy to come to you. At the moment, I don't believe there's any um, trips planned for our courses. We're going to California in April, May, because March is Barrie. So March to April is Barrie, and then April, May will be California. So Sacramento, California.
Yeah, the
Uh,
beginning of May. The beginning of May is when we're in California.
yeah,
You can, if you wanted to host something, or you wanted one of us to come and do a one-on-one with you, you need to give Dr. Wolf a call. And that would be the 1-855-900-4544, and then extension 4. And that's for courses and trainings. So he'll be able to give you the scoop and fill you in on what needs to be done and blah, blah, blah.
yeah. Yeah, but no, we're more than happy to come to you guys. Otherwise, if you want to come to us, January, end of January, no,
The
beginning
be-
of February,
yeah,
we will be doing the pelvic course in Ixtapa, Mexico at a four diamond hotel, Cala de Mar. It's absolutely beautiful. So you can come meet us there and take our course there. Um, and then February, there's nothing, I believe. If anyone's in Australia, Dr. Sage Wolf is going to Australia to do a non surgical course training. So, again, call Dr. Wolf um, if you're interested in that. March will be in Barrie for all of the courses, all three of them, the whole life coach, non surgical, and the pelvic course. And then April, May, June. No, yes, April, May will be Sacramento, California.
yeah.
So,
And yeah, and you know what? You can always go to BHN University, where all of the places are listed and the dates and everything. And just know that all of the like Ixtapa, we're starting with the whole life coach and then the Wolf non-surgical, and we're doing the Brave Heart health and healing circle just before the pelvic one. So all of those courses. And right now, during our Black Friday sale, we have a 10% off on the Wolf Non-Surgical and the Whole Life Coach. And that's anyone that anywhere in the world that you sign up right now, you'd be getting 10% off. And the Braveheart Circle and the pelvic course right now would be 20% off.
But you have to call in for the 10%. You have to call in to get the 10%. So if you want that right now while it's on, I would highly recommend it. Calling in, getting yourself booked in, and making sure you get that discount because there's only a few that they're giving out, I believe.
Yeah, they've capped it at a certain number. I'm not sure what that is, but
Yeah.
yes, first come, first serve. And gosh, what else can we tell you?
Um,
Any other questions? It could be, anything in health. It doesn't have to be on the pelvic area, but of course, pelvic ones are our specialty.
yeah. Do the infusions alone help with incontinence and bladder control? They help, but this is where our course comes in, is because we teach you exercises, external, internal exercises, and external therapies you can be doing to help. Because ultimately, the incontinence is you've lost your tone and you need to re strengthen those pelvic floor muscles.
Yeah.
So, with the exercises, that will really help with that. Lorraine.
And incontinence too, quite often that could be I just gave birth to a baby, and everything is not quite where it should be. Even prolapse can be from I've just got given birth to a baby. And doing the 3-day masterclass with us, you're going to get results. You'll notice results right away, but you have to do the exercises on an ongoing thing. This is not a 3-day magic pill. This is understanding what you need to do to tone up that area and to detoxify that area and to strengthen it and to love it. That's our biggest problem. We have been taught that that area of a woman is taboo. You don't talk about it. You don't educate people about it. Nothing, nothing. I got zero education and a lot of surgeries that I just went for because I did not know there was options. And I'm passionate about getting this information out because none of what they say needs to happen unless you've been in a physical accident, and you need emergency care. If it's not emergency care, then there is a way to strengthen the body, to honor that body so it can do the healing. Our bodies have not forgotten how to heal. It's this thing here, it's forgotten that it can. And
Yeah.
my thoughts are everything. If I'm constantly telling my body with my thoughts that it can't heal, it will never heal. And I believe.
Oh, we seem to have lost her. But what she was saying is that your thoughts are everything. If you if
Sorry.
something happened, oh, no, you're good.
And now I don't hear you, Simran. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
I can hear you.
I don't hear
Yeah.
you. I got knocked off. Um, are there any other questions?
No, no, not
So
right
it
now.
might be a good time for us to say sayonara. Thank you for showing up. Simran, I'm going to let you do it because I can't hear you.
Well, what I was saying is that your thoughts are everything, and that if anyone is experiencing or you're going through something hard, I just kind of experienced that the other day. I had to really bring myself back to my breath and tell myself, like, no, I got this. I'm strong. I don't need to feel this way. I deserve better. And just, you have to tell yourself these positive things, because that's where, and then instantly, like, I had to repeatedly say it to myself a few times before I kind of composed myself back. And I was fine. I was good after that. So it just, it takes practice. You just have to stay on yourself and remind yourself and really use this love band. And if you don't have the, like, they're very, I think it's like 50 cents or something. You can check on docofdetox.com. Oh, I fully lost her. But yeah, I will talk to you all later, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. And thank you for joining us. Bye.